Good evening, friends. Myself Pratnesh Mishra and welcome on the YouTube channel of Manoj IS. Today we will discuss the topic of system of the government. How many types of governments are formed in modern democracies and what are the systems which the India is following right now. Clear? We will discuss this topic in the context of India especially. Clear? So, in modern democracy, in modern democracies, in modern democracies, there are two types of the governments: parliamentary and presidential. 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 Clear? So, modern democracies are classified into parliamentary and presidential. First, we should learn about the parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. As we know that the Indian Constitution provides provisions for parliamentary form of government. For parliamentary system of government. Of parliamentary system of government. In Article 74 and 75, Article 74 and 75, there are provisions deals with parliamentary form at union level at union level and Article 163 and 164 and Article 163 and 164 at state level. At state level. Clear? So, these are the provisions given in the Constitution of India. Here now, parliamentary system. Parliamentary system is also known as cabinet system. Cabinet system. It also known as Westminster system. It also known as Westminster system. Clear? Cabinet system and cabinet system Ivor Jennings के according to Ivor Jennings, the parliamentary form of government is the cabinet form of government. Now we will see the features of Features of parliamentary form of government. Features of parliamentary form. So there are so many features. First one is nominal and real executive. Real executive. Nominal and real executive. Majority party rule. Majority party rule. And collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. Other one is political homogeneity. Political homogeneity. Dual membership. Dual member. And leadership of the prime minister. And leadership of the prime minister. Leadership of the prime minister. Secrecy. These are the main features given in the Indian. These are the main features of the parliamentary form of government: leadership of the prime minister, dual membership, secrecy, political homogeneity, collective responsibility, and many other things. Majority party rules, nominal and real executive. We will discuss nominal and real executive. How? Nominal and real executive. As we know, according to the Article 53, all the executive powers shall be vested in President of India. In President. But as we know, according to Article 74, these powers are used by Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. So the President is the nominal head and President is the nominal executive, and the real executive is PM and Council of Ministers. And the real executive is PM and Council of Ministers. Clear? PM is also known as de facto, de facto, de facto executive, also known as de facto executive. It means beta, according to the Article 53, Indian Constitution provides provisions that all the executive powers of the Union shall be vested in the President, but the real exercise, the real use of these powers are done by the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. It shows that the nominal executive is President and the real executive is PM and Council of Ministers. Got my point? Clear? Second one is majority party rule. Majority party rule. In parliamentary system, the political party will form the government, which have more than 50% seats, more than 50% seats. It means beta, if you want to form the government in parliamentary system, you have to win the more than 50% of seats. If you are not qualifying this criteria, you will not be able to form the government. You will not able to rule on the nation or rule on the state. Clear? So more than 50%, it means you are in majority. It means you are in majority. Clear? Got my point? Clear? Collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. Look better. In the parliamentary system, executive is collectively responsible to legislature, it means if the executive has taken any decision in their cabinet meeting, it's due to the every minister of the cabinet shall be support that decision in the legislature. If anyone shall be against this, then they have to resign from the cabinet or from the council of ministers. Clear? It means collective responsibilities mean beta live together and die together. Clear? Live together and die together. Collective responsibility for whom? Legislature. But every minister, council of ministers is collectively responsible to the legislature. Clear? And in India, particularly, executive or council of ministers is collectively responsible to Lok Sabha, lower house of the parliament. Clear? Next one is political homogeneity. Political homogeneity. Look beta, in parliamentary form, in parliamentary form, all the members, all the members of the majority, all the members of, all the members of Council of Ministers belongs from a single political party. It means they have same, they have same political ideology. They have same political ideology. Clear? It's generate an homogeneity between the council of, between the members of the Council of Ministers. It generates an homogeneity between all the members of the Council of Ministers. So it will establish an political homogeneity. Got my point? Clear? Next one is double membership. Double membership. Double membership. As we know that beta, all the ministers are the members of both, or the members of both legislature and executive, As we know that Rajnath Singh is member of executive and he is also the member of the legislature. He is the member of the parliament. Clear? And you can't remain member of executive after 6th month if you are not the member of legislature. It means any person who is not the member of legislation shall be remain as the member of the Council of Ministers, but after 6th month they have to resign. And if you want to continue as the member of Council of Minister, you have to take the membership of the legislature. Clear? Got my point? Leadership of PM. Leadership of PM. Leadership of PM. Clear? As we know that Council of Ministers shall be headed by who? Prime Minister. Clear? It means all members are acting under Prime Minister. Under Prime Minister. It generates the leadership of the Prime Minister. Clear? Last one is secrecy. Secrecy. The members of Council of Ministers operates on the on the concept of secrecy. Clear? As we know that the ministers take the oath of office and secrecy. पद एवं गोपनीयता of office and secrecy both. Clear? And clear? So these are the main features of the parliamentary form of government. Clear? Now we will see the merits of parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary government. Look better. Harmony between merit one is harmony between legislature and executive. Legislature and executive. Legislature and executive. That's why, because executive is a part of legislature. Is a part of legislature, and it is the greatest advantage. It is the greatest advantage of this. Greatest advantage of this, and it is the greatest advantage of this. Clear? Second is responsible government. Responsible government. Responsible government. How? Ministers are responsible to parliament, for their all acts, It means beta, by its nature, the parliamentary form of government forms a responsible government, because every minister who is the member of the council of minister shall be responsible to the parliament for their all acts. Every act done by the member of council of minister shall be answerable before the parliament. Have you got my point? Before the parliament. Clear? Ready alternative government. Ready alternative government. If government falls, President will invite opposition to form the government. to form the government. It means beta, if the ruling party is not have lost their mandate or the majority in the parliament, it shall be false, and the president can invite the opposition to form the government. It means to form the government, it means a party who is acting as opposition is always working as the ready alternative government, because if the ruling party shall not be able to rule or shall lose their majority in the parliament, the opposition will get the majority and form the government. Clear? So these are the main merits of the parliamentary form of government. Clear? Now we will see the demerits of the parliamentary form of government. And the first one is unstable government. Unstable government. Look better. The parliamentary system in parliamentary system there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee that government will complete their tenure or not. Tenure or not. From there will complete their tenure or not. Why? Because the government depends on the mercy of majority legislature. Majority legislators. So this is a demerit of the clear. And motion of no confidence. Motion of no confidence can make government unstable. It means beta, the first and most important demerit of the parliamentary form of government is that unstable government, because the tenure of the government is not fixed. Even it is not clear that the government will complete their tenure or not, because the tenure of the government or the life of the government depends on the mercy of the majority legislature. Clear? Or even the opposition can represent a motion of no confidence, and if it shall be passed by the parliament, government will fall. It shows that the parliamentary system does not provide an stable government. It is a guarantee of the unstable government. Even in the party coalition system, there are so many parties comes together to form the government, and they have ideological differences. So sometimes we are not going to support you, and we are just taking back our support from your government, and you will be lost the majority. Clear? So you will lost the majority and it will form an unstable government. Clear? You got my point? Clear? This continuity of policies, ideological differences ideological differences between political parties affects the policies, the continuity of policies. Clear? As we know that policies changes with government change, with change of government, with change of government. Clear? Example, when the Congress was in government, policies towards Pakistan were defensive, and now offensive, offensive or attacking, It shows that the policies shall be changed with the change of the government. The policies shall be changed with the change of the government. Got my point? Dictatorship of the government, dictatorship dictatorship of cabinet, dictatorship of cabinet. Look beta, if any party, if the ruling party, if ruling party enjoys absolute majority, the government act as dictator, as dictator. Clear? We are seeing this, that the absolute form of absolute enjoying the absolute majority, the BJP and NDA led government, and it should be claimed by the opposition parties that they are doing dictatorship. Clear? Clear? And as we know that this phenomena was during the Indira Gandhi government, during the Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi government, This was seems to be pretended in India. Clear? Against the separation of power, against the separation of power. As we know that legislature and executive are inseparable, in the parliamentary form of government. Clear? Government by amateurs. This is also an demerit of parliamentary form of government. It is not conducive to bureaucratic system. It is not conducive to administrative efficiency. Efficiency. Clear? As know that a 25-year-old person elected as the member of the parliament, and he shall be working as a minister, and the decisions taken by him that make mark in the abroad of India. So these are the demerits of the parliamentary form of the government. Clear? Now we will see that why our constitution makers adopted the parliamentary system. Reasons behind adopting parliamentary system. Parliamentary system. The first one is familiarity with the system. With the system. Look beta, the constitution makers are familiar with the parliamentary system which was also working in the Britain. Here, and as we know that many of the provisions of our constitution are taken from the Britain, so Indians are also ruled under the parliamentary form of government, and they are familiar to that form of government, and that's what the suitable reason to adopt this form of government, familiarity with the system. Clear? Preference to more responsibility. Preference to more responsibility. It means beta, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar pointed out in the Constituent Assembly that a democratic executive must satisfy two conditions: stability and responsibility. Stability and responsibility. Stability and responsibility. Clear? And we also know that constitution makers needs to avoid, and the third is constitution makers needs to avoid conflict between legislature and executive. Legislature and executive. As we know that in the parliamentary form of the government, executive and legislature inseparable, they are connected each other very strongly, very closely, so there is no point of conflict between legislature and executive. So our constitution makers want to avoid the conflicts between the legislature and executive. Clear? So these are the main reasons for adopting the parliamentary form of government. Clear beta? And the other one is presidential form of government. Presidential form of government. Clear? इसमें क्या होता है बेटा, सेम रियल एंड नॉमिनल एग्जीक्यूटिव. नॉमिनल एग्जीक्यूटिव. As we know that the presidential form of the government in USA, the president of USA is also the head of the executive and also the head of the state. So same real and nominal executive. So same real and nominal executive. Clear? Clear? Directly elected president. Directly elected head of state. Directly elected head of state. As we know that the president of India shall be elected directly by the citizens of USA. Clear? By the citizens of USA. Clear? Separation between legislature and executive. Separation between legislature and executive. Separation between legislature and executive. As we know that the members of executive shall not be the member of legislature. In USA, the members of the executive shall not be the members of legislature. So there is an cut and clear, there is an watertight, there is an cut and clear separation between the executive and legislature in the president form of government. Clear? So these are the some features of the parliamentary form, presidential form of government. We are not going further discussing this because we will discuss this when we will study about the comparison of the Indian constitutional system with the other familiar nations constitutional systems. Got my point? So today we had discussed about the presidential form of the government and the parliamentary form of the government. About the parliamentary form of government, we had discussed about their features, about their merits and demerits, and about the reasons to adopt that form of government. Clear? And further we will discuss some new topics in next class. So kindly subscribe our channel and hit the like button and also provide your valuable comments for my videos. Thank you so much. We will meet again in next class. Thank you.